Hey, I'm still out here solving on y'all's problems, Team Taco, MAGA, fake-ass patriots. Look, I'm out here trying to figure out how I can help you, what I'm doing, because I see the suffering that's going through. And I'm like, well, these people clearly need help with all this suffrage that's happening to them, because I see how mad you are all the time, ticked off. And I'm like, something's going on there below the surface that we're not looking at, because I'm figuring that you got the big orange bloated syphilis up Adderall riddled idiot squatting back up in the White House again, turning into a trap house and a pill mill like he did last time. So you got that, and you've got both houses of Congress there, the House of Representatives and the Senate. You got that. You got the Supreme Court, and you got more state legislatures and governorships than Democrats do across the country. I mean, you got everything, and I'm like, but they're still pissed off. And I got to thinking on it, and I think I figured it out because I saw some stuff on the social medias that kind of tipped me off about what it is that might be bothering you. It's because you're on the government tit, ain't it? It's because you're on that government tit. You don't like people knowing that you're on the government tit and what it is. But what I saw told me it ain't that you don't want people knowing that you are, is you want people thinking that it's only other people that are, because you're sharing a set of udders with black people and brown people is what it is. You got white folks that are on the same set of udders as some black people and some brown people. You don't want to be seen with those other people suckling on those nipples like that together, That's because you're racist sons of bitches, you know what I mean? But anyway, you don't want to be seen like that. And the reason why I know that, because like I said, I saw you on the social medias saying that it's nothing to worry about here with this government shutdown and all that, because it's just the black people and the brown people that's getting cut off the SNAP and the EBTs. Y'all get to keep your food stamps. That's what they're saying. And I'm like, you couldn't be more wrongly about that. That right there's real wrong, because it's the SNAP and the EBTs and the food stamps, all the same thing, And what it told me was, you've been on that government tit so long that they were still called food stamps when you got on them. That's what it is. So you've been on them so long that you were still receiving them in a booklet, little coupons and stuff. You've been on them that long that you still think they're food stamps. No, it's all the same thing. It's all snaps, what it is. No, whenever theirs get cut off, yours is too. That's the problem. But anyway, it's the same deal there with the Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act. Y'all, like, I enrolled up on that ACA because I ain't no way in hell I would enroll on that Obamacare. That was my two options. I had the ACA and I had that Obamacare. I took the ACA. But look, y'all are the ones that named it Obamacare. I mean, and that confused up on me too, because I was like, well, they hate that Obama. Why would they name the Affordable Care Act Obamacare? They loved the dude so much that they named a whole health care system after him, But anyway, y'all did name it that. Y'all gave it the nickname Obamacare, and you stuck with it. And it's the same thing. And y'all were confused up about that. You thought they was two different things. That same thing. Y'all were just the ones that gave it the nickname that you did, So anyway, it's the same deal there. But here's the thing is, I know that these Republicans and stuff out there say we ain't got the money to be funding all this stuff to be feeding people. That what we need to do is let people starve and die and not have health care or food, because we can't afford to keep them alive. I was thinking about that. We do have the money for it. We do. And I know that to be a fact because Donald F. and Trump said we did, and he would never lie to you, would he? And no, he wouldn't. That's your charismatic leader. He would never, ever, ever, ever dare tell you a lie about anything, So therefore, we've got the money. Matter of fact, we've got way more money than we need. A lot more. Because if you remember, he said we're getting trillions of dollars. Trillions. All the time he says we're receiving trillions of dollars from these foreign governments. He said that about the Qatarians, where he got that gold-plated jet from, that F-Palace in the sky they gave him, that he, transferred $1 billion from the Department of Energy for refurbishing collapsing nuclear missile silos. Transferred it to the Air Force so that they could refurbish his F-Palace into Air Force One. That right there, the Qatarians, the same place where he sent his kids to make business deals with him before he made his Middle Eastern trip over there and negotiated his own deals with them and stuff. That Qatar right there, $5 trillion, he said. Got $5 trillion from them. And then every place he visits after that, trillions of dollars. Every time he comes back, we got trillions of dollars coming in. And I don't know if you know what a trillion is. It's a lot, is what it is. It's a lot. As a matter of fact, that $5 trillion that he said he got from the Qatarians, that right there is just 1/3 of the national debt that he's added to our debt himself right there. That $5 trillion is just 1/3 of the debt that Donald Trump himself has added to this country's national debt since its existence. And so that would be 1/3 of that. But he says we got more now. We're getting trillions all the time, which means we're just flushed with cash. We've got more money than we'll ever need. So therefore, all of these programs like SNAP, food stamps, that right there is all covered under these trillions, because he wouldn't ever lie about anything to you, would he? He wouldn't. Now, just in case he did lie about that, there's a backup plan. There is. DOGE right there, all that DOGE money, that waste, that fraud and abuse that they uncovered there, all that money sent out to us. They could send it out to us in our DOGE checks. Remember, Donald F. and Trump said they're going to reimburse the American people there with that DOGE money. Yeah, that's what he said. Or it could be actually what DOGE did costed the taxpayer $152 billion to do that operation there. But hey, the thing is, or it could be that Elon Musk invested like $200 to $250 million into getting Donald F. and Trump back up there squatting in the White House again so that he could go Doge it up, steal a bunch of Americans' data, and at the same time shut down a bunch of investigations into his private companies while he's doging there. He could have did that. He could have did that because he did say on a podcast prior to financing Donald F. and Trump's presidential campaign that if Donald Trump didn't get elected, that he would be going to prison. It could be that too, but anyway, it cost us $152 billion, so I don't think we'll be getting any DOGE checks, As a matter of fact, I think it looks like that we're actually paying them, That's the taxpayer dollars, and if it costed $152 billion, that's taking money out of our pocket. So no, that money won't come from there, but then again, that would mean Donald F. and Trump lied to you again. Wow, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Because he would never lie to you. Not your charismatic leader. He would never lie to you. Well, shoot then. But you know what? There is more money out there because he's definitely not corrupt. The $4 billion that him and his family's made since he's been pretending to be president again up there squatting in the White House, that $4 billion they've made right there, that could go to helping people buy food and stuff, help you out there in your rural America buy your food and stuff, that $4 billion. Matter of fact, his youngest there, Barron, he made $80 million on a Saturday. Just $80 million on one Saturday, just about a month ago, whenever his daddy got up there on the Truthless Socials and said that he was going to put a 100% tariff on China. It kind of crashed the crypto market. And somehow that Barron Trump knew to short the crypto market at that time. And then his daddy got back up on the Truthless Social and said, oh, just kidding, I ain't going to do that. And well, Barron Trump made himself $80 million right there on a Saturday, Anyway, that kind of money right there, that could go to help a lot of people too, couldn't it? That really could. So either that's corrupt money that we witnessed right there, or it's corrupt money that we witnessed right there, right? All the corruption and stuff, all that corrupt money could help do something. I mean, I know that y'all are real concerned about the $12 million that Joe Biden made on book sales after being vice president for 8 years, but I would think that maybe billions within 10 months, it might be something to look at, but you can't do that. That's your charismatic leader. Sorry about that. I know it hurts your feelings. That's because you're in an effing cult. If you actually look up cult behavior, that's one of the things is that if anybody criticizes your charismatic leader, drives you absolutely insane. It's probably worse than restless leg syndrome. You know what I mean? So anyway, it drives you absolutely insane when people criticize your charismatic leader. So anyway, what I'm saying is there's tons of money out there to be had to keep paying for your welfare out there in rural America. Somebody might be lying to you. Somebody might be lying to you about that. Now, the thing is about people lying to you is you seem to like it. You seem to like it a lot because every time you catch them in a lie, you do this thing called cognitive dissonance. Well, that's whenever you just readjust your point of view to justify the lie that you caught them in. That's what you're doing right there. You did it with your whole bald eagle Save America convoy down there to the southern border whenever you was going to go save America down there and shoot up a bunch of brown people that might be crossing that southern border. Y'all convoyed up, remember? Went down there, headed down to Eagle Pass there. I watched y'all do it. I couldn't stop watching. It was like a slow motion train wreck, I was keeping tabs on that thing. Your Discords there that y'all were using there to keep your convoy together got infiltrated by some damn liberals and sent y'all all dispersed out into random traffic patterns. It wasn't even a convoy no more. Then you had some chick. She decided, you know what? Well, that's a good idea. I'm going to go on a 4,000-mile road trip on 4 bald tires. That's what I'm going to do. Well, she was sitting on the side of the road begging people on the interwebs for money to put tires on her car there. I remember that. And then y'all all got down there to the Texases and you went out into a cattle field and prayed with cows for some reason. That got me to wondering, was you praying with the cows or was the cows praying with y'all? Because I thought maybe, it could be them red heifers. They could be down there with them red heifers that they're praying with, or them cows are praying, please don't send me to Israel, face me east and set me on fire. I was thinking that could be it too, praying up with the cows or the cows praying up with y'all. But then y'all went on down there to the southern border, found out it wasn't no invasion. It was just a glorified movie prop that Hot Wheels Greg Abbott had set up there. And I seen y'all upset because y'all got down there and said, somebody lied to us, there ain't no mass invasion. After y'all did that, and then y'all got into a fight with each other. Remember, who's badder, MAGA East or MAGA West? Y'all got it on out there. And then you made up with Sarah Palin, baptized each other in cattle troughs. And then you headed your asses back home again, and you kept on telling people there's a mass invasion at the southern border, even though you went down there and witnessed yourself that was a lie. So anyway, that's what I'm calling that cognitive dissonance. You do it to yourself all the time. So what I'm asking you there, Team Taco, is you've been lied to. You've been lied to about the trillions of dollars, that Donald Trump ain't a corrupt son of a bitch, his family ain't a corrupt son of a bitch, the Trump crime family, you know what it is. So the DOGE, you was lied to about that. Matter of fact, have you ever asked yourself why they would never went up there and arrested all them Haitian people for eating people's dogs and cats up there in the Ohio's? They should arrest them people for eating up on dogs and cats. Could be that you was lied to about that. How about the doctors that are doing abortions after birth? Where are the doctors getting arrested at that was doing abortions after birth? Remember that too? Could be another lie. So anyway, something's wrong with you, Team Taco. Something is definitely wrong with you, because either you enjoy being lied to or you're definitely in an effing cult, all right? Inmate Trump.